Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The container has finally arrived.
We got it, yeah, Bob. We got it.
A year in the making, the farmer-to-farmer shipping container arrived in Harrisburg, Liberia in March. Pride Bass and his brother, the Reverend Dogba Bass, were in their hometown to share in the excitement. Volunteers worked into the night to unload the tractor, farming implements, tools, seeds, medical supplies, and equipment, all donated by members of the East Ohio Conference. The tools came in handy while doing rehabilitation work on St. John United Methodist Church. The old zinc was removed from the roof so that a new roof could be built. The ceiling inside the church was repaired, electric power was restored, panel doors were hung, and locked gates were installed. The church welcomed 19 converts who were baptized in the St. Paul River on Easter Sunday. Outside the church, land was cleared so that a community well could be dug. The well was funded as the last mission act of Warner United Methodist Church in Cleveland. A 1,000-gallon reservoir with an automatic pump system will ensure that Harrisburg has clean water for drinking and much more.
We want to be able to grow crops using this water all year round. Even late March, April, when it's this dry, next year this time, when you come here, you will see rows and rows of corn and soybeans and vegetables and everything that you can think of, because we will not be controlled by the rain anymore. We will have water always.
The East Ohio Russia Initiative began in the early 1990s. Since that time, United Methodist volunteers and mission teams have built relationships in the Kursk region through Christian love, making crafts with the children, playing sports, and doing live theater with disadvantaged and disabled children and adults. This year's team of 18 people returned home earlier this month after spending 12 days in Kursk. We worked again at boarding school number 5, where kids and adults with disabilities mirror our own Flat Rock homes. 2 Flat Rock staff members traveled with us and have begun to establish a partnership across the miles. Nearly 300 people from East Ohio have traveled to orphanages and boarding schools in the Black Soil District on adult and youth UMVIM teams. Our conference has also hosted cultural exchanges, bringing doctors and performing artists from the region to the United States and allowing Russian students to attend Camp Wanakee. Our 2 longtime East Ohio Russian interpreters returned to the States with us this month for 3 weeks of United Methodist immersion in Ohio. UMVIM teams and churches have collected more than $250,000 for new windows, hot water systems, and renovations for the schools and orphanages we visit, projects the Russian government could not afford to finance. Thank you, East Ohio, for your generosity. It has brought smiles to countless children who now have bicycles to ride, hot water for bathing, and bedrooms free of cold drafts. The building continues at the Msizini School in Zimbabwe. Construction of housing for the staff will enable the school to better retain teachers. Through your generosity, in 2013 we hope to provide a chaplain to live here and extend the work of making disciples of Jesus Christ in the Kensington area by ministering to the families of the school children. The most recent team to travel to Zimbabwe will always carry a part of the country and the Msizini Secondary School mission with it. As is so often the case, the UMVIM team members received so much more than they gave. The desire of the children to learn, their love of God, and the deep joy that dwelt inside them were truly gifts from God. All 9 members from Aldersgate United Methodist Church in Cleveland continue to maintain meaningful relationships with their Zimbabwe host families. The teachers have reported that even after almost a year, the children are still talking about the UMVIM team, the songs and dances they learned, the prayers they learned to write, the artwork they created, the gardening tips that helped them grow, and their time in recreation. One of the highlights of the trip was working side by side with the Zimbabwe United Methodist men digging a trench for watering the garden. All of the UMVIM team members pitched in to help. UMVIM trips change lives for everyone. In Sierra Leone, the Manjima United Methodist Health Center continues to improve the quality of life for those living in and around the city of Bo, thanks to you. Money from United Methodist Volunteers and Mission Team funded the digging of a new well after the water dried up last May. The project was completed in April of this year. The 3C's task force funded a new microscope for the health center. It is a mirror attachment for use with sunlight and a battery attachment as an alternative light source, since there is no electricity at the center. The health center is attempting to raise its own funds through the use of agriculture. A Benny seed farm was initiated and a potato garden was planted as 2 ways to help promote sustainability. 3 local communities also each received a pair of goats. The Manjima United Methodist Health Center offered a week-long training on the value of the moringa tree. 30 participants learned that the tree's leaves are an excellent source of iron, calcium, and protein. They also learned how to use parts of the tree to prepare soap and oils. At the end of the training, groups were formed and each group was given 500 moringa seeds to plant in their respective communities. Each participant received 500 seeds of their own. The East Ohio Conference is never far from the minds of those at Camp for Mission. Thanks to the generosity of Andover United Methodist Church, students no longer have to carry chairs from the school to the church and back again. The Western Reserve District Church donated pews to Garfield United Methodist Church in Liberia. A team of 6 from our own Garfield United Methodist Church is assisting its Liberian namesake, finishing its ceiling and painting the parsonage. So much has been accomplished since East Ohio returned to Liberia in 2006 through the establishment of the 3C's mission. Between 2010 and the end of this year, 15 wells at a cost of $1,500 apiece will have been dug to provide clean drinking water to villages in and around Camphor. The third of 3 units at the Judy Olin Guest House is almost complete. 200 students at the J.F. Yancey School are greeted each day by a student-painted world map. Dorms at the school have new mattresses and mosquito nets. The boys' dorm has been painted. The girls' dorm has been tiled. The school library is full of books and has a trained librarian. A baby scale, exam table, and medical supplies for the Camphor Clinic arrived on a container from East Ohio. Healthy deliveries are more possible thanks to a solar suitcase purchased by Hope Ridge United Methodist Church in Concord. Camphor is growing more of its own food thanks to training from East Ohio horticulturalist Jack Hopkins. Thank you, East Ohio, for your continued generosity in supporting the 3C's initiative.